What's up, Pandas? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, just ordered and received this Bluetooth smartwatch. You can get this on Amazon, and the cool thing about it is it's like 20 to 25 bucks. And so you're saying, well, Panda, I can't afford an Apple Watch. There's got to be something else. And this is pretty darn cheap. This is what it comes in. I guess I've got the red version, or the black version. Looks like there's a red and white version. There's not a whole lot of information about what you can do with it. Music player, micro USB connectivity, which will give you some notifications. I don't have an Android phone. I have an iPhone, and so my question and my curiosity got the better of me, and I decided I want to see what this does. For not a lot of money, can you get kind of the features that you want on a smartwatch on your wrist for the cheap? So, and honestly, I just use my Apple Watch primarily for the notifications. And so if this does that pretty well, maybe it's a decent investment. It does come with a micro USB cable, and here's the watch itself, and it comes in this little plastic bag. Go ahead and open the sucker up. All right. And there it is in all its glory. First of all, it has a little screen protector on it. And actually, there is kind of like this anti-reflective screen protector because this corner isn't on very well, so I'm trying to push it down. Whatever. It's not fantastic. A rubber watch band strap. That's pretty typical. Looks like it's probably a 24-ish millimeter band. Very soft rubber. There's nothing much to see here. It looks like it has a metal backing with this kind of plastic covering. So if I pull that off, it does have looks kind of like a very thin stainless steel or aluminum plate on the back. There is a little hole there. I'm not sure for what. And there is a little notch down here, and I'm not sure if you can, it comes with this little tool, which I don't know what it does, but maybe you can replace the battery. I'm not going to try taking this sucker apart quite yet. On the side, there is the micro USB port and a little hole maybe for a microphone there, and then another slot here, which looks like there's a speaker grill in there. The watch case itself is, I know it's listed as black, but it kind of has this kind of dark purple chrome type of finish. It definitely looks painted. It's not bad. It's shiny, but it doesn't really, especially with the black of the band. Can you tell there? Kind of looks a little purplish, like deep midnight violet or something. All right, and there's a button here on the side, which I'm assuming is power. And if I hit it, it says, welcome. A little music. Yeah! Oh, it's my jam! This little rubber door for this micro USB port isn't super sturdy. It's kind of popping out. Anyway. Alright, so I've turned it on. And, okay, so it's got time, little Bluetooth symbol. Looks like it's about 30% charged. Looks like this is touch screen. There's some things here. Ooh. And you can see that the resolution isn't great, but I think what I'm going to do is not bore you with my discovery as I'm working on it. I'm going to go ahead and play around with this and report back with some thoughts. Okay, so I've paired the watch to this iPhone. I've been playing around with it a little bit, and let me start with the best parts of this this thing. Is that you pair it kind of like a Bluetooth hands-free set, and it actually will work to make and receive calls. I'm going to call it here, and you can see it, and you can answer it here. Answer it here. Hello. And I'm getting a little feedback because I've got the phone in front of me too. But the phone call quality isn't horrific. Given how bad smartphone phone calls are, it's not the worst thing in the world. The other thing, for either listening or for the caller on the other end of the phone. It's not that bad. So if you wanted to make sure you didn't miss phone calls and having this on your wrist, you can do that. A couple things I'll point out here. First of all, the clock does not sync to the phone, at least not an iPhone. So I had to actually set the time on here. The other thing I'll tell you is you hit this, you go to the screen here and go to pretty much any of these other settings. Let's see, it's maybe a little hard to see here, but like messages. Let's go to messages and hit inbox. Well, it says install BT Notice app. Well, in the iOS store, there isn't one. Let's go to BT Music. All right. See, I would actually think that from a player standpoint, it wouldn't actually have a problem interfacing with iOS because a lot of third-party systems work, but that doesn't work either. BT Camera Notice. Install BT Notice app. All that stuff doesn't seem to work. Calendar, I couldn't get to work. So the problem is a lot of smartwatch devices connected to iOS aren't going to be as seamless as the Apple Watch without an app. And if this doesn't have an app, there's not much you can do about it. A couple other things I want to point out here is you have to actuate the watch, you have to hit the side button. It actually is pretty flush and takes a little bit of force. So you're going to be hitting this button a lot, and it's going to be kind of more force and a little more annoying to try to hit than it will be on other smartwatches of greater quality. So if you want to take phone calls and receive them, decline them, make them from here, you can. And that's kind of all you can do. So if I go to the dialer here, I can actually dial out. And let's say I dial the number. You'd wonder, look at the screen. How do I actually dial the number? This little menu icon is what you'd actually use to actually get the watch to dial out. And of course, it just does it through your phone, and it uses this as a hands-free speaker. So that's really all it's good for. If that's worth $20 to you, then so be it. So now that I've had my piece, said my piece about this as it relates to iOS device, the next thing you're probably wondering is how well does it handle kind of normal day-to-day wear? So, it's actually not bad construction. There's nothing about it that you would say high quality. To me, it kind of screams that Casio calculator watch all around. But let's go ahead and put it through its paces and see how it does. Getting a little beat up, a little wet, not super wet. But let's find out where its limitations are. Okay, guys, so I'm here at the sink with the watch. It is powered on. I'm not going to put this on my wrist for fear of the whole thing erupting into flames on me, but I'm going to give it a little sprinkle and see how it does if you get caught in the rain with this sucker, or shower with it. So there we go. Give it a little bath. Nothing too dramatic. Hit the button. Okay. Wipe off the face a little, capacitive touch. Nope, nothing there. How about these buttons down here? Okay, the lower hard buttons work, but the screen does not. Woo! Yeah, alright. Sweating all over this sucker. Again, nothing. Power buttons, kind of brings it back on. I can get these bottom more resistive touch buttons to work, but I can't get anything on screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's good news. Let's see if I could. All right, yeah. So there. Now let's give it a little more. Whoa. Ah! There we go. Yeah. So far so good. Yeah, baby. Drink it up. Okay. All right, charger connected, it says. Charger removed. Obviously, I'm not plugging it into a charger. The resistive touch buttons don't seem to work again anymore. Side power button. All right, so somewhere it's thinking that connection has been made. Like I said, this case back isn't on there super well. It just looks like it's going to glue it on. There are lots of little holes. Even this side plastic or rubber stopper doesn't really fit that well in the speaker, the microphone, etc., etc. So, all right. So it's kind of doing all sorts of stuff. It thinks it's getting touched, you know. But I've seen worse. So it looks like it's kind of coming back. All right, it's not really. All right, you know, I'm actually digging with this. All right, let's give it. Let's try a little more. So it is getting a little erratic, no doubt about it. Let's see how it handles kind of the average banging around in an office. Okay guys, outside here, thought we just kind of knock the watch around a little bit, see how it does. You know, it seems to, the water seems to have made things pretty erratic. Sometimes the touch works, sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, as you're wearing this, you're gonna brush your wrist up against walls, desks, car doors, whatever. Pretty standard stuff. So I thought we'd give it a shot and just kind of knock it around a little bit and see how it handles it. So let's go ahead and just put it down here and take my little persuasion tool and okay. So I can see the glass is already scratched, and the power button doesn't seem to be powering it on anymore, and you can definitely see some abrasions in various parts of the watch, and the band too is also showing some signs of wear. But again, the resistive touch buttons don't seem to be working, and you know, I guess I'll put it in a bag of rice and try to dry it out and see if it works after that. So it may just be a combination of getting knocked around, but for now it seems like water and look at that, trying to play something, and kind of the casual knocking around seems to have rendered it inoperable at the moment. Peter Von Panda, out.